Top EU officials are in India for what's being called an unprecedented visit aimed at deepening economic and diplomatic ties with Delhi. EU Chief Ursula Von der Leyen was given a warm welcome in Delhi with a ceremony that included a performance from traditional Indian dances. She later laid a wreath at the memorial site of Indian independence leader Mahatma Ghandi and met with the country's foreign minister. Von der Leyen is due to meet with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday. The EU delegation is hoping to seal a long-delayed free trade agreement with Delhi. European leaders are keen to forge new ties as Donald Trump takes an increasingly isolationist approach to international trade.
Ursula von der Leyen planted a tree in New Delhi on a visit almost 3 years ago. Back then, she was in India to discuss climate change and clean energy. Now she's returning for a big push on trade. She's at the forefront of a European Union scramble to revive dormant trade deals. It's all happening in light of U.S. President Donald Trump's threatened tariffs and the potential for an all-out trade war.
Together with Prime Minister Modi, we want to upgrade the strategic partnership with the largest country and democracy in the world. We must look for new opportunities wherever they arise.
A month after Trump won the presidency, the EU signed a trade agreement with the 4 founding Latin American nations of the Mercosur bloc. European farmers are furious, saying beef imports will price them out of the market. But politicians say they've built in safeguards and that access to Mercosur markets will be valuable. Now all eyes are on a potential deal with India. It has skilled mobile workers, which aging European countries need. And the Indian ambassador to the EU tells us more than 1 billion potential customers for European goods and services.
We have a growing middle class, so it gives the European Union, European countries, access to markets. For us, greater access to European market, greater access to investment from Europe, integration of supply chain. I think it is also hugely important from the geopolitical perspective. Both of us want to see more diversified supply chains, more resilient supply chains.
Moves to reduce dependence on China by boosting Indian-European trade are already underway. They include the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, a plan to link India to European ports via the Gulf. It's portrayed as one answer to China's global Belt and Road Initiative. But bumps in the road remain. The nearly 70% tariff India imposes on luxury cars is unpopular in the EU. And India says the EU is protecting its carbon-intensive industries like steel with a carbon tax on similar goods from abroad. Such disagreements have impeded progress on the agreement, which has been under negotiation since 2007. And yet, as the EU has pushed forward trade talks with Malaysia, it showed flexibility with points of principle, suspending anti-deforestation laws. Trade expert Jacob Kierkegaard suggests the various revived EU trade deals could serve to fly the flag for free trade.
I think it's very clear that the EU needs to position itself as, if you like, the remaining global free trade champion in a political sense. But more importantly, if you want to reduce dependency, obviously, on China, but also on the United States, if you're starting a trade, we're going to have a trade war with the United States, you really have an interest in pursuing that significant part of the world that is not China, that is not the United States. And that's fortunately what the EU is doing.
But for all the deals Europe might revive, or new ones it may strike, as Trump's presidency beds in, no one is suggesting such deals could replace a significant decline in EU trade with the U.S.